What's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to provide a high-level overview of the Chicago South suburbs. What are some of the best areas to live in, average price point, cost of living, school ratings, and just some things that stand out about the area in general. So if you're interested in learning more about some of the areas to live in the Chicago South suburb, stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to be covering several different areas, not every area, not every single suburb on the southwest side, but several of the highest level suburbs to live in the Chicagoland area on the southwest side. I am a licensed realtor in the state of Illinois, so if you're planning on buying or selling property or moving to or out of the Chicagoland area, I can definitely help you out. My name is John Sintich. I'm your go-to Chicagoland realtor. I'm your guide to building wealth through buying and selling real estate. All right, let's just get right into it. So the first area that we're going to cover today is Oak Lawn. Oak Lawn is located about 30 minutes southwest of downtown Chicago. It's got a population of about 58,000 people. It's home to a ton of small and large businesses, retail shopping, dining, bars, and restaurants, and it has a great community of hardworking, kind, honest people. It also is a huge employment hub with a large employer at Advocate Aurora Health located in Oak Lawn. It's a big hospital system and employs several thousand people. The median single-family home in Oak Lawn is priced around $297,500. So you can get into a nice median single-family home for under $300,000 in Oak Lawn. The cost of living in Oak Lawn is right around the average for the United States, just a shade above average compared to the entire United States, but overall much higher for the state of Illinois. If you think about the entire state of Illinois, you have a lot of cornfields, a lot of rural areas where the cost of living is much lower, and then you have Chicago, which is some of the highest cost of living in the entire country. So if you think about the suburbs that are near Chicago are going to have a higher cost of living on average compared to the entire state of Illinois. But the important thing to note is compared to the average in the United States, Oak Lawn is right there. So it's not terribly overpriced with regard to cost of living. Public elementary schools are above average, while your public middle and high schools are middle of the road for Oak Lawn. Next stop is Palos Heights, which is just located a little bit more south and a little bit more west of Oak Lawn. So we're going to be migrating more south as I cover some of these suburbs from the city itself. The population in Palos Heights is right around 12,000. It has above average elementary schools and average middle and high schools. The median single-family home in Palos Heights is priced around $365,000. There's a ton of great restaurants, rooftop bars in Palos. They also have a lot of nice little nature areas to check out, which is great when you're in some of these suburbs of Chicago. You want to get into you want to see what kind of outdoor areas are available because the city is so rife with just urban, dense population, not a lot of nature. So when you get to the suburbs, that's kind of something you want to look for if that's interesting to you. So there's Lake Catherine Nature Preserve, really nice place to walk, just a really nice place to go hiking with the family. Also, if you head a little bit more west, you have the infamous Swallow Cliff Steps. I challenge anyone, if you want a good workout, go out to Swallow Cliff, walk up those steps 5 times. You'll be gassed. Your legs will be jelly. And then out there's also tons of little lakes dotted throughout that area and hiking and running trails and biking trails. It's actually a really great place to get outside and exercise, walk around, and just be outside. The cost of living in Palos Heights is above average compared to the United States. Head even more south and west of Palos, and you're in Orland Park, which has a population of about 58,000 people. In a previous video, I go into more detail about Orland Park, so definitely check that out to go on a deeper dive of Orland Park. Orland Park has above average elementary, middle, and high schools, some of the best in the surrounding area. And you're paying a higher price for that. The median sales price for a single family home in Orland is around $400,000. The cost of living is above average as well compared to the United States. Orland Park is also home to the Orland Square Mall, ton of shopping, huge retail sector in Orland Park. Again, I cover that in another video. They have upscale dining. They have a really sick water park as well. I mean, compared to public pools, it's definitely the best public pool in the south suburbs. You have to check that out. And they have a no-nonsense mayor with regard to crime and police support. So if you're into that, They definitely have a mayor that's in line with those ideals. The next suburb to touch on here is Tinley Park, which is just east of Orland Park. And I cover Tinley Park in another video as well. At one point, Tinley Park was rated the #1 best place to raise your children in the entire country, with a population of 56,000 people. They also have above average middle and elementary schools. They have 2 high schools in that town, and one is above average, another one is middle of the road. And some of the other areas you live in Tinley Park would send you out to a school called Lincoln Way East, which is one of the best schools in the entire state. Tinley Park also has a more affordable median sales price of a single family home. It's right around $292,500. So again, you can get into a single family home in Tinley Park for under $300,000. Here's a caveat there. That number is being brought down. There's 2 sections of Tinley Park. One is on the east side of Harlem, the other is west of Harlem. The properties on the east side of Harlem have a lower average sales price and median sales price, and those bring down the average and median price of the entire village compared to some of these properties that are on the west side of Harlem, which have a much higher median sales price. So keep that in mind when you're shopping for homes in Tinley Park. The cost of living is also much lower in Tinley Park compared to Orland Park, and again, that's brought down by housing costs, which are skewed by these homes that are on the west side of Harlem. Home to the historic downtown Tinley Park on Oak Park Avenue, which has a ton of small businesses, boutique shops, services, coffee shops, ice cream shops, mom and pop stores, nice restaurants, upscale dining. They have a lot of great stuff on Oak Park Avenue in downtown Tinley Park. They also have farmers markets there, carnivals, Oktoberfests, all these different events going on constantly. Tinley Park also has that massive amphitheater for concerts. The name changes every couple of years. I think right now it's called the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. It used to be called Tweeter Center, First Midwest Bank. It changes all the time. Next month it'll be called, I don't know, TikTok will buy it. They're on the rise. Next thing you know, it'll be TikTok Amphitheater. If you're a young professional, Tinley Park is also a great alternative to living downtown. There's tons of transportation. There's easy access to the metro stations, which take you right into the city every day if you work in the city, but you don't necessarily want to live there. A little more quiet, but not too quiet, because there's also some great nightlife in Tinley Park. Not as good as obviously downtown Chicago. Obviously that's why you're leaving the city. It's for a little bit more quiet lifestyle, but they do have nice aspects of that village if you are a young professional as well. I mean, they literally have a restaurant called Avocado Theory. So for millennials, it's just an A+. It's a home run. The last suburb I'm going to touch on in this video is Frankfort. Just south of Tinley Park, Frankfort is a beautiful, amazing suburb with a population of about 19,000 people, home to beautiful downtown Frankfort. If I could use one word to describe downtown Frankfort, it would be quaint. It is really nice. It's got a ton of boutique shops, mom and pop shops. They also have big businesses there. A really nice area, downtown Frankfort, to just walk around, step into some stores, go shopping, go out to eat. There's a little courtyard there where you can sit down, have a picnic, honestly, with your family. Frankfort has phenomenal public schools across the board. The median sales price in Frankfort for a single family home is $500,000. And the cost of living in Frankfort is also well above the United States average. Just things to keep in mind. They also have this awesome thing called Frankfurt Fest every year, which a ton of local businesses get together. There's tents everywhere where you can buy silly things, fun things, cool things, important things, music, beers, food, all the whole thing. And it's like a 3-day fest every September. It's really fun. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for this video. So I covered 5 southwest suburbs of Chicago. That does not touch on all of them. I'll probably make another video based on the response to this video, outlining some of the other south suburbs as well, because I only covered 5, and there's several other suburbs that we could definitely get into. If you want to learn more about another specific suburb that I did not touch on today, throw a comment in the comment section. Add things that you like about each suburb. Let's say you live in one of these suburbs and you want to highlight some of the things that I didn't cover today. Throw it in the comment section. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was valuable and informative for you, and you got some information out of that resonated with you. If you did, feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel. It'll tell YouTube I'm doing a good job, and it'll send my content to more people that might benefit from watching it. My name is John Sintich. I'm your go-to Chicagoland realtor in the southwest suburbs of Chicago, and I'm your guide to building wealth through buying and selling real estate. Take care, guys.